I am the witness, the one who speaks when the world looks away. I have watched shadows twist into faces, and men of honor chase things that shouldn't exist. This is the story of Simon Cole, a cop who followed whispers of deaths too brutal to be random and found a laughter that eats the soul. Simon's first clue came in the precinct's morning briefing. 2 bodies found in a row house off Maple Street. Both victims bore slit throats, their blood painted into arcane symbols on the walls. No fingerprints, no witnesses. Only a single scrap of paper taped to each door. A crude, yellow smiley face, grinning wider than nature intended. Over the next week, more disappearances. A college student never made it home. A delivery driver vanished between stops. An elderly man last seen stumbling into the churchyard. At each scene, Simon found that same smile. His first real lead came from Teresa Reed, the local librarian. She found that face taped inside half a dozen returned books, glued to the title page. One morning, she even heard it whispering from the stacks. "It's recruiting," she told him, voice shaking. "It's inviting people to join its inside joke, and they laugh." And she was found dead the next morning. Next was Stephen Davidson, a high school history teacher. He'd caught his students passing around the image on their phones, watching clips of some unknown hacker hijacking local news feeds, overlaying that smile, then vanishing. After that, the kids started turning up missing. And then there was Susanna Hartley, the silver-haired church speaker who led sermons on mercy and forgiveness. Simon met her at a community meeting about the string of ritualistic killings. She'd noticed masked figures drifting through the pews, worshippers wearing those same yellow faces as masks. "Follow them," Susanna urged gently, "but be careful. They whisper blessings in your ear, then slit your throat when you kneel." Simon staked out abandoned storefronts and derelict warehouses. He trailed suspects who sprinted under flickering streetlights, their masks painting them as children's toys gone wrong. He collected scraps of black robes, lengths of butcher knife blade, scraps of blood-soaked cloth, and always the yellow face. 3 nights ago, Susanna called him. She'd seen masked worshippers slipping into a boarded-up bell tower behind her church. "I'll meet you there," she said. Simon arrived to find the heavy boards pried open. He slipped inside, pistol drawn, every sense screaming. Down a spiraling stair he crept, following a low chant. At the top, beyond cracked masonry, he found a trapdoor. He pried it open, surveyed the narrow ladder. It led deeper than he'd ever expected, into the earth. Alone, Simon descended into the cult's hidden sanctum. He passed torchlit murals of that smile. He heard distant laughter, like children singing, and the echo of a woman's voice. "You belong once you taste the blood." He dropped silently into a vast chamber. Dozens knelt in a circle around a figure. Their masks glimmered yellow in the torchlight. At the center knelt a hooded figure. A shape stirred before her, a trembling initiate, eyes wide. The figure slowly stood and dropped its hood, a otherworldly face revealed. A sideways mouth, where a face should be. Gums replacing head, teeth where facial features should be. The creature laughed and used the sharpened bone to cut her wrist, feeding the blood to the initiate. Simon gasped. He raised his gun, finger on the trigger, then realized the room has gone silent. Everyone in the room looked in his direction at once. Simon managed to shoot the thing's right hand, a hole straight through the palm, before the cultists ran at him. Simon dove for cover, firing at the nearest 2. One fell with a shriek, and the other's mask rolled across the stone. He bolted down a side passage, picking off members as he ran, each shot echoing like a funeral bell. His phone buzzed. Back up en route ETA 5. He cursed under his breath and pressed on, adrenaline burning through his veins. Up a narrow stair, into a dark chamber, then out through a trapdoor onto fresh night air. He radioed his location. "North face of the bell tower," he panted. "Send everyone." Within minutes, floodlights snapped on. SWAT officers fanned out, weapons trained on the shattered boards. Simon led the way back down, heart pounding with triumph. Susanna Hartley stood at the base of the stairs, bathed in light, smiling, her silver hair like a halo. Relief flooded Simon's chest. "Simon, you did it," she said softly. "You saved them." Behind him, his team cuffed two cultists whose masks lay cracked on the stone. Simon reached for Susanna's right hand and saw the bullet wound. "Susanna, what did you—" he began. "I told you to be careful," she whispered. Simon's heart froze. He took a step back. Before he could react, every officer swiveled, guns pointed, not at the cultists, but at him. "Drop your weapon," their captain snarled. "Why? What?" Simon choked. Susanna laughed. She digged at the skin on the back of her head. Teeth jutted out from under skin, her face devoured by the sideways mouth. The unnatural, true face revealed. The officers, the one he trusted, pushed Simon to his knees, waiting for her. Susanna walked close, putting her hand on his shoulder. "You were a good soldier, but you were on the wrong side," Susanna whispered. She devoured his face with the unnatural maw, and when the maw receded into the back of its head, the only face seen on its body was Simon's, its form changing from female to male. Beware the hijacked screens that flash that yellow face, and never trust the friends who guide you into the dark, because one day you may answer their call and awaken wearing someone else's smile. Hello, peoples. I just wanted to give a quick thank you to the authors who had given me their permission to use their works on here. We have numerous stories lined up to share, so please stay tuned. But for now, thank you to Dicedungeon for this story in particular. Make sure to give them a follow and check out more of their work on r/nosleep. And you know what? A huge thank you to you for listening.